Murmur.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
Emma didn't come back. What punk.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
God damn it.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. Just constantly drinking.
Me, partner? I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
I do enjoy a song. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, get burned. Oh, man.
Damn. Savage. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman.
Stop drinking.
Oh my god.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out.
Jake Marshall. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Oh my god.
Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
According to the papers, partner.
What do you mean?
A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up.
Maybe it's best we get over this quickly. Please, share with us your testimony of the day of the crime, and try to keep your character out of it, please. In plain old English, see, I know what the judge is feeling, because I'm him.
You are the judge.
That's me.
Your name is Judge.
My name is Judge.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard.
I do enjoy the term bone orchard.
Bone orchard? Wow.
They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. I'm lazy. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side, so I was drinking. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail.
What the fuck?
I can't say I particularly care for your attitude.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Damn. There's some sass in this courtroom.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful, so he doesn't know about them.
He's not that good with machines or with following orders.
Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
I kind of forgot how, flippant and incompetent Marshall comes off as in this case.
He's just drunk. Drunk.
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Okay. I like how even the judge is like, this seems like bullshit.
Yeah.
Bone Orchard. Should we press this, or do we have a trajectory here?
I mean, our ace in the hole is the the handprint.
Right, but we need we can't just start off with that. We can't just.
Well, I think we're supposed to present it somewhere.
Well, I guess it would be here.
What's the next one? Oh, see, he specifically says if you got no evidence.
Yeah. You're right. I think that is the runaround we would be given.
Yeah.
So how about we do this?
Yeah.
Objection!
Yeah.
Although, it's too late. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? So I guess this was it anyway. That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. Partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint.
Is that really a large trail?
Shit.
Oh well.
Listen here real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month.
That's not very often.
It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
Objection!
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. He's wearing
heels. He's wearing heeled boots. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Their blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Okay, here's the problem. This case very, very clearly established the rule of evidence. One of the rules is that evidence needs to be authenticated by the police department.
Let's just assume that anything in your court record is approved by the police department by the time the trial begins.
By who?
Some rando at the police department, but not
at
Edgeworth.
this point, shouldn't Edgeworth then know?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay, well, Officer Marshall.
I mean, to be fair, Damon Gant has shown us on numerous occasions already that he can bypass Edgeworth anytime he wants.
Okay. It seems
Let's just say
to me
Gant approved it.
there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall.
About the blood-stained fingerprints.
Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Another one of those weird broken sentences.
Yeah, why do they keep doing that?
There's long sentences in this
like
case.
really strange.
Maybe it's one of those things where it became too long for English to be in the same space that Japan had it. Because
Maybe.
Japanese writing tends to be denser.
Dense. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. Although the handprint wasn't on the locker holding part, it was on a random wall.
Yeah. Witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness. I like how the judge nodded as though he agreed with that statement.
He's like, I know all about that.
Yeah, I love doubt.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it.
How much hair do you have?
Yeah, he's been trimming his
Just that one
beard.
side. That one side's really fucked up.
Actually, this guy's very suited for Marvin. Marvin's constantly doing this.
Fingerprints in the other's room. Let's press these.
Okay. That's because how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said, bitch.
It's kind of weird to say that, yeah.
That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there right now. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. Broken dreams, I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Oh, you got evidence. Oh, it's updated to be in Marshall's own locker. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might become relevant then. Same place as the handprint in the blood.
So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It's just so happened.
Fingerprint was touched by the murder by chance.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
The hell?
Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why?
Because it's time to slam jam. Fingerprint and bloodstain are completely unrelated.
I'm secretly a Monstar. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and cereal.
It's hard to discern in speech.
One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder.
He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
They're homonyms. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this.
Aren't they homophones?
Homophones are phonemes that sound alike. Homonyms are words. Hence synonym, homonym.
Synonym.
Homophone is for sounds only. Hence phoneme.
Yeah, but they're spelled differently. Homonym would be a word that's spelled the same but means two different things.
No, homonym is what's homonym. The suffix, the prefix means specifically for sounds.
Homo means same.
Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure
homophone would be referring to the sound, yes, and that's what's
each of two or more words having the same spelling or pronunciation, but in different meanings. So it's both.
Okay. But all right, I'll look it up for myself later. Bye.
Yeah, homophones are specifically sounds, but can mean words as well, because homophone is the bigger group. So.
Wait, so homonyms are a subset of homophones or vice versa?
Homonyms are a subset of homophones because homophones are specifically about sounds, and a word is a sound. So.
All right. Fair enough. Murder was wearing... Wait, hold on. Did we press this?
Yeah, we did that. That was the unrelated cereal. How do you know that?
He was wearing gloves.
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports.
Wow.
There was a bloodstain at the scene thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
It's true, you did. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint.
That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards.
What?
There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise.
This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. I think now things may end up being penalties.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. This is a new statement, so we should press it.
Yeah, too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? What do you mean by that? You want to time into this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. It's a terrible... This is a terrible location.
He's like, what are you talking about? It's the most clear video ever.
The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown.
just calling it all out.
If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
It's true.
And why is it like sweeping the room? Like, what's? Oh my god, it's the dumbest.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Oh. We have to, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Again. Show this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. That music, I love it.
I think it may have to do with his locker. I think his locker might be on. When leaving, I think the locker might have been opened or turned on.
Okay, let's see this.
So that'd be the next sweep after this one. Yes. See.
Well, it's not that it's on. It's that something's hanging out afterward.
Yeah, something was put in afterward. Yeah. So.
Well, good to pay attention to that. Take that.
I threw this video at your face. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video.
Just say your locker has something in it. That locker with the white claw sticking out. I guess it's white, but, well, I'm assuming it's white considering it's black and white video, whatever. That was the witnesses, I believe.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
No,
faster.
Use rewind the controls faster. That you give us. Like,
rewind faster.
You demonstrated how we can rewind it, but you won't do it yourself.
Oh, and that it's gone now.
Yeah, because it wasn't there before, and as he was passing by,
he grabbed it.
He hastily shoved something into his locker and ran off.
And what is colored white? A Bruce Goodman costume. Oh, wet cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Crime time. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
I guess those could be spurs on his boots. Man, that'll happen without me saying shit.
Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it.
Oh man, he doesn't know shit. Your technological knowledge is shit.
The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Everyone's like, why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
Finally, we let the game talk.
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know.
Should I tell him?
I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'll call your bluff. You say, I opened that locker. Now prove it. Is there something about the lockers?
Yeah, it's gotta be in here somewhere.
Lockers.
There you go.
Only the assigned, yeah, that's it. Fingerprint sensor.
All right, a new expression. He's clutching. Oh. What is it that he's clutching? Is that jerky?
It might be. I think it's jerky. I think he bites it when he's losing.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
How is he
Also,
unaware of this mechanism?
Well, Detective Gumshoe actually lampshaded it. He said these things are so new that a lot of detectives don't even know they've been installed.
Oh, okay. But then how?
Yeah.
But then they have his like. They grandfathered in his fingerprint records from before, even though he did. I don't know.
Well, likely when you become a detective, you have to put all of your identification on file, right? And that probably includes your fingerprints. I mean, when you join the FBI, you have to put your DNA into the database.
That's stretchy. Stretchy.
It is. It's stretching. Well, what kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
Yeah.
See?
We were gonna have that. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
See? So, Sheriff.
You have to edit out our conversation about it.
No, it's all in. What do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Boom. How about it, Jake?
I only got 1 word for you, partner. No!
You got me, Ed.
Damn.
Ora. Witness, explain yourself.
This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Olay, please answer the question. I don't know what the hell's gotten into me.
What is he now, a bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
You go now. You can?
Have a look at these floor plans.
Every time I do, it makes me lands.
There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
He's the V. The K is Meekins, so V is Marshall.
All right.
Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman.
Which we've all established already.
I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed a detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I went to the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir.
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me!
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. The man had his ID card. Why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. I already said that.
Yeah, you can't use the same burn twice.
You should have said, like, your lack of hair or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
Marshall?
I can. Oh, it's me. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat.
The dessert.
The dessert. This can't be This can't be
Got
happening.
yourself a creme brulee.
It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
Oh, wait. He did a tisk thing first.
Yeah.
Tisk,
and
tisk,
Edworth is,
humph. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
the basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Edward is basically coaching him.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Try thinking outside of the box.
This is good. I like that.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. The zoom in. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Ooh.
Oh,
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions.
Let's look at it again.
I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Oh man, they really wanted to, like, hey, did you know the DS has polygons?
Oh my god, 3
It can
dimensions.
show you polygons.
Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape again. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker.
No.
So what exactly are we looking for that demonstrates
I don't remember.
why?
This one I don't remember.
Alright, so Meekins comes through. They have a little bit of a confrontation. Oh, wait.
Is it the blood?
Maybe the blood.
Is it because he got bloody, so he has to like hide the blood?
Alright,
Blood-soaked cloth.
Let's see what the...
Meekins is dead.
Okay.
Let me go back. And then there's the cloth. Only thing I can think of is the blood.
Damn, I can't.
Oh, you have to
loop
go
back
forward again. Yeah, it doesn't loop.
Alright, then the blood it is. The only thing that makes any sense at all. It's the only detail that sticks out. Alright, should be right around...
It's pass after. Oh, that no. Yeah, that's a good shot of the blood. Blood.
It's blood.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat.
You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner.
Oh, a partner? What?
Who's partner?
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have had to be here now, wouldn't we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. Seems the time has come. So have I.
Oh my gosh.